would like to start talking about the common things that exist between Chinese medicine and Kabbalah, starting with prayer. So I wanted to mention a few positions of prayer that are the maybe 4 or 5 positions, the most common in the Jewish tradition, and I would like to have your feedback about what's behind these positions. Okay, so starting with the most elevated position, which is called the Amidah, in which one has to stand with his feet, her feet, totally united, because they say in that position you are like an angel. An angel doesn't stay with open legs, his legs are united. So I would like to hear from the perspective of the Qigong, what does it mean to be with the legs totally united?
Well, in Qigong generally we consider 2 different aspects, not only in Qigong, also in Chinese medicine meditation. The grounding, so the connection with the earth, and the connection with heaven, with above. So connection below, connection above. And when we want to connect with the earth, we use more, the feet are not close together. They are more generally the same width of the shoulders, very grounding. When we close the feet together, we move from duality, yin and yang, to unity. Generally we close the feet and we also close the hands, and that means that all our body become like an antenna, which is pointing up to the heaven, to the sky. So that's the meaning. So we connect with the divine, if you want to use this kind of word, very important word.
Yeah. It's incredible. I was just now thinking that there is a letter of the Jewish alphabet which is the Vav. Yeah, it's like this. It's really one. Yes, and this letter has to do with the sign of Taurus. Yes, and it literally means Vav, unifying up and down. Yes, so that's what man has to be. Yes, an antenna.
Yeah, it's like saying, "Oh, I realize that I'm part of the divine."
Exactly, and
I'm
really
not the divine. I'm part of the divine.
Exactly, and I'm really grounded. Yeah, this idea of grounding all the time, grounding before daring to go up, yes, has to do also with the fact that man, in his name, doesn't have so much the idea of sky, okay, as the idea of earth, because Adam in Hebrew means earth, a man made of earth. Yeah. Then there is the neshama, the soul. Okay, the soul, the root of this word is esh, is fire, goes up to God. Okay.
Well, in Chinese medicine, the character for man is like that. You have the 2 legs and something is standing.
Exactly.
But if you add an horizontal line, means that the man opened the arms because he realized that the world outside is bigger, very big. Oh, wonderful. The one side. And if you add another line on the top, you have the character for Tian, which means heaven. Because open the arms to the world, you realize there is something even bigger and greater than the world.
Yes.
And that is Tian, the heaven.
Yeah. This is why, for example, the Jews, they put a kippah in their head,
Yeah.
because they say they must remember there's always something higher than their own head. Or yes.
This point in Chinese medicine is Pa Wei, 100 meetings. Everything collect there, because then we connect with the universe. Yes.
Exactly. Okay. So going on, then there is other positions, which is, for example, the prayer in the ancient time was divided between the sitting position, the yeshiva, and the root of this yeshiva is Ishuv Adat, going back to real knowledge. Before daring to pray, you must know what you pray for. The sages say, be careful what you pray for, because you might get it, and maybe it wasn't the right thing. Yeah. So before prayer and before this Amidah, which is the last part of prayer, in which we say, God, open my mouth and say the prayers that are the right prayers. You know, I'm not sure what are the prayers, and this is very beautiful. The idea that it is the Shekhinah inside us that prays the right prayers so that I can do my mission in the world, you know. Because sometimes we don't know, we forget what's our mission. And sometimes if God puts the right prayer, yes, we can come, you know. It's a movement through which both meditating in yeshiva and then talking, because man is also called in the Kabbalah medaber, the one who speaks. So there is also this aspect of taking out your inner truth. Yes. Then there is this idea of the ruach, the spirit, the divine spirit that is in you, that has to go out and in.
Well, in Chinese medicine, the earth channel arrives to the root of the tongue, and so the idea is that the inner channel. So that means that we can talk what we have in our heart or not. Because sometimes we are afraid of that, or sometimes we don't know what there is in our heart. But this connection, yeah. And always this connection needs that I am able to be truly in contact with what there is in my heart.
Exactly. So they say that the heart opens in the tongue.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's very interesting that when God was telling Moses, go and speak to Pharaoh and tell him to let the people go. And he said, no, I cannot. And he says this phrase, Ani kaved pe. My mouth is kaved. Kaved really means liver. So my mouth is not anymore connected to the heart, but it's connected to the liver. So it cannot really speak.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting. On the other side, he was also saying that Lev Kaved, God made the heart of Pharaoh becoming a liver. So if you don't study the Bible in Hebrew, it's very understand what it means, because at a certain point Pharaoh wouldn't hear Moses. Mm-hmm. And he says, because God, it's incredible, it's God who made the heart of Pharaoh become a liver, become heavy or a liver. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's part of what God is creating in the world, to put some crazy politicians or whatever, or all the enemies we find in our path. We have a problem talking to them because their heart is kaved, is closed, and our mouth has become a liver. So communication becomes very difficult, you know. So maybe all these movements of opening, you know, mm-hmm. have to do with letting the heart help the mouth to speak the essence.
Yes, opening the chest, opening the heart. One thing we have to be careful is that we can open when we are not afraid. Because when we are afraid, we are like that. So some opening requires that we are rooted.
Yes.
In Chinese medicine, in our kidney, in our essence, we are very grounded.
Yes.
So we feel that we are not afraid, open to the world.
We go. We
Otherwise,
speak.
We are not open.
Exactly.
We are frail.
Exactly. Yeah. It is interesting, you know, the Jewish tradition. They say that Avram learned all the Torah from his kidneys. They really gave him all he had to know. It was so important, and that is maybe why before praying we have to sit. You have to sit and get a good connection with this, you know, all our resources.
Yeah, what is called Jing in Chinese medicine, our essence.
Yes. Yeah. One of my teachers or acupuncturists in Israel was saying, it's as if we want to say, okay, you know, the leader, you know, the commander of the army says, okay, let's go do our war. Yeah, and then he turns, there's no one. because there's no energy. So
Exactly.
yeah, so it's really important. So this is the idea of sitting, and these all the big teachers, especially the Sephardic teachers, Middle East teachers, all the paintings of these teachers are on the ground, always on the ground. It's the Hasidic, the Ashkenazi tradition, that when you see paintings of this, you see them standing because they are more in their head, because they couldn't own land, for example, One of the ways to destroy the Jewish people is to say, you become just a money lender. That's what you can do, But you cannot have land, because they knew that all Judaism was about was the connection with the land. All the Jewish holidays have to do. Like today is the last day of Sukkot, and it's a day of harvest, okay? We have harvested whatever we needed, and now it's time to say thank you. Be ready for the winter, and today they are praying for rain. There was incredible prayers in the temple in which they were throwing waters everywhere, because if you want something you have to give it away, So they were praying for water for all the world, that maybe that's why, because today there was so much dew. It's a day in which people pray for water. So, okay. So, going back to other positions, there is the kneeling. There is a lot of kneeling, both with your knees and also with all your, column. And I wanted to speak about, first of all, the knees. I know many meridians pass through the knees.
Yes, but knees overall they're very much connected with the kidney again.
Okay.
And knees represent also our mobility, our to be able to bend and to extend, to bend and to extend. So the kneeling position is much more related to the grounding. And when the kneeling position becomes really extreme, is very close to the fetal position, which again was a condition where we are in the unity, we are one with our womb, with our mother. We're still in the universal unity, and we decide to go out in the world and to separate. No more unity.
Yes.
And I start to have, there is me and the world.
Yes.
Here I am, and my mother is there. I'm not anymore one thing. And with the position, with the closed legs, standing above, I'm reconnecting with the universe to recover this condition of unity. But grounding is, I connect with my origin. I know that I'm coming from unity, so I can go back to unity.
Exactly. And also maybe I'm connecting to the resources, my own resources. Yes?
Sure, because the fetus, in the fetus there was all resources, all the gene or the essence I had to live my life. So, I
have to find it. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. This is just a hint about how much we can learn about all this interdisciplinary approach to everything, to health, to everything. So we will have a deep conversation between Chinese medicine and Kabbalah. Please,
for sure.
Thank you.